Yo, what's up, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? This your boy Prince, and I'm back at it again with another video. And today I'm gonna be telling y'all a prophetic warning dream that I had about a couple months ago. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, this dream was off the chain. It was intense. It was frightening. It had a lot of symbolic things in it that put the pieces to the puzzle. But when I had tried to post it last time, man, that thing ain't even much last about a couple hours before they took it down. Because unfortunately, the internet is ran by a bunch of Kevins and Karens and the soft sensitive snowflake stormtroopers. You know what I'm saying? Internet haters, you name it. But we ain't gonna let that stop us, man. We ain't gonna let that stop us because they killed Jesus for speaking the truth, man. This is why they ain't like Jesus, because Jesus did nothing but speak the truth and he got persecuted, and as an end result, he got killed. So I don't expect nothing different when it comes to my walk with God. I'm ready to die for Jesus, man. I'm ready to die for Jesus. I can already see it coming. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into the video. Okay, so here it is. I was at my old high school. It's a high school / middle school. So that means you got people from first grade all the way up to 12th grade. And it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I was chilling in the downstairs lobby. And that's where everybody chill at. So when I was chilling in the downstairs lobby, the whole school was posted outside just chilling. People were talking, playing games, having fun. People were standing in the corner having conversations, you know what I'm saying? Teachers were talking to each other, just chilling. And as I'm chilling in the lobby, I'm watching the news, and the news started talking about terrorist attacks. And I'm thinking in my head, like, man, y'all steady talk about this, man. This ain't nothing new. All y'all do is talk about this and that, this, that, and the third. Man, this ain't nothing new. So after hearing all that, I had turned the TV off. And I got to looking through social media and scrolling through Instagram and listening to my music. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this bald-headed white man had came into the lobby and he had sat down on the couch in front of me. And he looked at me and I took my headphones out and he had told me they're about to launch a terrorist attack on the school. And after he said that, he got up and he just disappeared. He was gone. He just disappeared, like he walked out the front door and he was gone. So after he had said that, I felt really uneasy, man. I felt really uneasy. I felt like something bad was coming, right? So lo and behold, about a minute later, you know what I'm saying, I start hearing screaming. I start hearing everybody screaming, panicking. So I look up and I see everybody trying to run out of the school. Like I see everybody running out of the school and I see everybody trying to run in different directions. And I hear the fire alarms going off, man. It's like I hear sirens going off. And then all of a sudden, I look into the distance. You know what I'm saying? In front of the school, I look into the distance and I see a whole bunch of people that look like foreigners. They started running into the school, you know what I'm saying, with sticks and weapons. They started running into the school and they started attacking everybody. So everybody that was trying to run out of the school, you know what I'm saying, the terrorist people, they was running in the same direction. Like they was running in the direction coming towards the people that was trying to run out of the school. So everybody started running back into the school, trying to run away from these people, right? So all of a sudden, boom. These terrorist people, it was like foreign terrorist people. They started invading the school and attacking everybody. Like they were attacking everybody. They started killing people in the school, man. They started killing people. And I'm standing in the middle, like outside of the lobby, trying to figure out what the hell going on. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this brown skinned man with a beard, he had a turban and a beard, you know what I'm saying? And he jumped over a dead body. He had jumped over a student dead body. And he started swinging at me, like, so me and him started fighting. We started fighting. And when we was fighting, man, he had whipped out this syringe. He whipped out this syringe with a button on it. And he stabbed me 2 times in my shoulder and 1 time in my head. And I noticed that when he had stabbed me, every time he stabbed me, he would press this button on the syringe and this electric light would come from the needle. You know what I'm saying? This electric light would come from the needle. But when he had stabbed me, it didn't affect me. It didn't affect me. So I had punched him in the chin. I punched him 1 good time in the chin and knocked him out cold. And as I'm running through the school, I'm trying to run to the back of the school because I'm thinking in my head, right? Like I got to get to the back of the school because that's my only chance of surviving. And as I'm running through the school, I see students getting tackled to the ground by these terrorist people. And the terrorist people would whip out this syringe, right? They would whip out this syringe and stab them with the syringe. And they would press a button and the electric light would come from the needle. And as I was looking at my phone and running at the same time, there was this student that got tackled in front of me, right? He got tackled in front of me and he got stabbed with the syringe. And all of a sudden, as I'm running, I'm looking at my phone. His name popped up on my phone and it said, student so-and-so has now been fully jabbed for C19. I'm going to say that again. Student so-and-so has now been fully jabbed for C19. And his face will pop up too on my phone. You know what I'm saying? So now his name was in the system. And then all the other people that were getting stabbed, their names started popping up on my phone saying, student so-and-so or teacher so-and-so has now been fully jabbed for C19. And as I'm running through the school, I finally make it to the back of the school. And it's an empty football field. And there's a trampoline that's in the way back, right? So I get up on the trampoline and I hear distant screams from the people that's in the front of the school. And I see smoke coming from the school, right? And then all of a sudden, I look behind me and there's these two white girls that was standing on the trampoline. There was these two white girls that was standing on the trampoline. They was jumping up and down on the trampoline. So I was like, yo, hey, do y'all not see what's going on, man? Y'all steady jumping on this trampoline like ain't nothing going on. So when I had said that, they stopped. They stopped jumping and they paused. And then they turned around and they looked at me with a sinister smile. And they looked at each other and you know what they said, y'all? They said, hey, you know what's different about him? He's not dead like the rest of us are. And then all of a sudden, I saw red inside of their mouth. I saw like this red, rash inside of their mouth. And they looked like demons. Like I saw this red rash inside of their mouth. And something in my spirit told me they've already been infected. They've already been infected. It's too late. So all of a sudden they started jumping towards me. So I'm like, man, hell no. Y'all ain't finna bite me. Shoot. Y'all ain't finna bite me. Y'all got me all the way messed up. So I jumped off the trampoline and I ran to the pool because the school has a local pool where all the swim team be at. So I ran to the pool, right? And I see security guards that worked at the school. They started kidnapping students. Like they started rounding up students that did not get jabbed. You know what I'm saying? That didn't get stabbed with this syringe. So yeah, man, the security guard got to selling out and turning everybody in who ain't get jabbed, right? And I was like, dang, y'all selling out real bad, man. All y'all selling out. So when I finally make it to the pool deck, I see this really fat security guard. I'm talking about this man was like 855 pounds. I'm like, gosh damn, man. I ain't even trying to be funny, y'all. It's just this is how fat the man was. And he had this iPad/clipboard, right? And it had all the names of the teachers and students and faculty that got jabbed, right? And he was checking them off with a pen, like an iPad pen or something like that. And he paused and he looked at me and he was like, wait, you one of the very few people we ain't got yet. So when he said that, I was like, man, ain't no way in hell you finna catch me, man. Look how big you is. So as I started running back to the football field, this man was keeping up the same pace that I was running at. Yo, it didn't make no sense to me. I'm thinking in my head, how this man this fat and he running faster than me, man? This don't make no type of sense. So when I finally made it to the football field and I look behind me, this man is gaining speed on me, right? This man ran so fast that he actually slid in front of me. And he was like, oh, just hold on. Just hold still. This won't hurt a bit. So he pointed this syringe gun at me and he shot at me, right? He shot the syringe at me and he missed. When it flew over my shoulder, right? It flew over my shoulder. And he was like, oh, just don't make this harder than it gotta be. So he had coiled it back up like this. He had coiled it back up. So in that moment when he caught up to me, I just knew that I wasn't finna get away from this man. I just knew in my heart I wasn't finna get away from this man. Because even when I was running to the football field, this man was already gaining speed on me. Like this man was running fast. Like he was running way too fast. Just like Fat Albert, he fat, but he fast, man. So I just knew in my heart I wasn't finna get away from this man. This man loaded up his syringe gun. So remember how I told y'all they were stabbing people with this syringe that would light up? They were stabbing people with this needle. And when they press a button, like a light would come from it and it would say so-and-so has been fully jabbed for Vixen 19. So this man had that, but in the form of a taser gun, right? He had it in the form of a gun. So he could shoot people, right? And the syringe would inject people, right? He would shoot it at people and it would inject in their skin and they would be fully jabbed. So the man was aiming a gun at me. He was like, oh, just hold on right quick. Just stand still. Don't make this harder than it gotta be. So boom, he shoot it at me, right? So I move up out the way and the syringe fly over my shoulder. But the strings were touching my shoulder, right? So he coiled it back and I swatted it off my shoulder and I'm trying to run away. I'm trying to fight this man, right? I'm hitting the man while he's coiling it up and my hits aren't doing nothing. And even when I try to run away again, like he just moved at the same pace. So there was no point. So I'm trying to hit this man, right? And my hits are doing absolutely nothing. So he loads it up again and he shoots it at me again. And it goes over my other shoulder. But all of a sudden, the strings got caught on my shoulder. And he's like, oh, I got you now. I got you in the system now. I got you now. So I was like, hell no. Nah. So I snatched the strings up off my shoulder, right? From the syringe, because he was trying to press a button. Like, he pressed a button and the electric light started traveling through the wires, man. The electric light started traveling through the syringe wires. Just like when someone shoot a taser gun at you, how I got those strings attached to it. It was just like that. So I had moved the things up off my shoulder, right? And I had hit him in the back of the head. So finally I gained strength and I hit him in the back of the head and I had woke up. So when I woke up from this dream, I feel like this is a revelation that God gave me about this dream. So the first part of the dream, where the terrorists start invading the school, I feel like that represents foreign countries invading the United States. And I feel like it also represents World War III. Now, the part of the dream where they start stabbing people with these syringes, I feel like that represents forced jabs on the public. I feel like everybody's going to get forced to take this new jab that's coming out. And you won't be able to buy, purchase, or sell, or work a job unless you have the jab. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have the jab and your name is in the system. Because the moment you get jabbed, your name is now officially in the B system. So I feel like that's what that part represents. Now, the bright light that comes from the needle, that represents Lucifer race. That got to represent Lucifer race. Because Satan's name, original name, represents bearer of light. So that light that's coming from the needle represents Lucifer race. Because remember the last dream I told y'all I had, where I saw Satan in the form of a blue light injecting himself and jumping into the syringes. So that's what that represents. Now, the third part, where that man had jumped over the dead body and he started fighting me and he had stabbed me 3 times. He stabbed me 2 times in the shoulder and 1 time in the head. So I feel like that represents the mark, the name, and the number of the beast. So he stabbed me 2 times, right? So that represents booster jabs. And then the final one in the head represents, the final one, the brain chip. So it's 3 times. So that represents the mark, the name, and the number, which is very symbolic. Correct me if I said that wrong, y'all. If I said that wrong, please correct me. So me running through the school, right, and making it to the back of the school, and seeing those 2 white girls that was jumping up and down on the trampoline, when they turned around, they said, oh, he's not dead like the rest of us. That represented that it's people like me and a couple others that did not receive, these jabs, that we're still alive in Christ, man. We're still alive. It represents those who did not take the mark and the future mark to come. So when they had said that and they had that red rash inside their mouth, that represented that they was infected, man. That represented that they was infected and that they already took the mark and that it's too late for them. Now, the other part of the dream represent that there's going to be people in authority that's going to sell people out. So you remember how I told y'all the security guards got to selling out and they was turning the students in? That represents that social workers like, the police, the FBI, security guards, or people that just work as public servants, they're going to work for Satan and they're going to try to round up everybody who did not take the mark, who did not worship the beast. And they're going to try to, take us to FEMA camps and they're going to try to behead us. To the people that refuse to take the mark, we're going to get our heads chopped off. We're going to get tortured and executed. Now, the last part of the dream with the fat security guard, the fat security guard was Satan himself. That fat security guard, the reason why he was able to run so fast, because he was a shapeshifter. I'm going to say that again. The reason why he was able to run so fast is because he was a shapeshifter. He was Satan himself. And him shooting the needle at me and me dodging it represents me escaping the mark. You know what I'm saying? And he has no power over me because the power of the Holy Spirit lives inside of me. So that's what I feel like my dream represents. That's a revelation in the breakdown that I got from it, y'all. So if y'all got any comments or y'all feel like the dream might mean something different, feel free to comment below and show me some love. Peace.